Yo, what up guys? So in today's video I want to do is basically explain to you how to protect yourself against ransomware. Ransomware is basically a program or a script that it basically looks your entire computer system, looks your files and everything. Basically looks your computer, it's unusable unless you pay a ransom. That's where the name comes from, ransomware, right? So the actual ransomware attacks were actually became popular when the NHS got attacked, and if you don't know what NHS is basically the National Health Service in the UK, and the NHS is labelled as MS-017-010 attack. That basically exploits Windows XP, Windows 7 systems. That's what NHS used a couple years back, and that's how they got hacked, because they were using outdated systems. So in this video, I want to do is explain to you how to protect yourself against these types of attacks. So the first step what you want to do is make sure that you have a backup of your files. Now backups, what you can do is use OneDrive. OneDrive, I will just show you. Now this might cost around from between, I'm not sure what the price is, but I think it's under £100 because I pay myself backups, because you should always have a backup of your files unless your files don't matter to you. I still recommend having a backup just in case if, for example, you think that file is not important, but okay, maybe in a couple of weeks you're going to need the file. So backups are really, really important. Therefore, I suggest having a backup. Now, what you can do, the one, as I said, recommend is using OneDrive. OneDrive, what it does, it saves your files as you go. It uploads them to the cloud, and you can basically download them and you can access them online. And example, if you were to get a blue screen right now, and example, your hard drive failed, what you do is replace your hard drive, you log on to your OneDrive Microsoft account, and you just click a button and it will actually revert all the options. Now, Windows 10 and Windows 11 allow you to basically back up from OneDrive with couple minutes, right? And that's why I love OneDrive. Now, if you want to basically secure privacy, make sure to check out my privacy video. It should be somewhere on the screen right now. I've posted a couple weeks back. It's about privacy and how to protect yourself with the basics. It's a free service and a paid service. Now, the second option is to make sure that you have a good firewall. Now, firewalls are like the key softwares in computing systems. With the firewalls, now there's two actual in it. If you ever do networking, or ever you're going to do IT support or cybersecurity, anything like that, you're going to find out there's two types of firewalls. One of them is a antivirus, which is a software, right? It basically is on every computer. It basically stops anything from executing programs. And there's also a hardware, which basically is connected to the internet, and then the whole traffic through the internet is going to the network. So basically, I will show you some. So on the screen right now, I'll try and show you what I'm talking about. But basically, it stops any malicious traffics, and if it's configured correctly, obviously, it will stop any traffic that's not supposed to get through to your LAN network, from WAN to LAN. Now, the firewall, obviously, firewalls can be expensive. I think they range between from £500 to a couple thousands. I'm not really sure because I've never bought a firewall for myself, but what you can do for your home network, you should not obviously have unless you have a big network, then yeah. What you can do is protect yourself with a program, an antivirus, a software firewall. Now, the one I'm going to talk about today is Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes is a very, very good program. As you can see, it basically, it's a very, very friendly user interface. It has a detection history scanner, real-time protection, web protection, malware protection, ransomware, that's what we're talking about, exploit protection, which is basically using exploits, hacking into the actual system. Now, if you go to settings, it has some additional settings, you can, there's some additional files and settings that you can use. Now, this video is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Malwarebytes. I'm just telling you what I think a good program is. Now, if you actually want to buy a good firewall, Malwarebytes, the link is in the comment section from me. Now, as I said, it's not sponsored. I'm just telling you that this is a good product. I'll explain in a minute. If you basically decide to buy a subscription from me, you're just supporting the channel, and thank you very much. And it helps to make more videos for the future. So now basically, now the reason Malwarebytes is a very, very good program, and I'm always talking about Malwarebytes, is because it's one of the fastest programs, right? What happens is if you click scan, I'll show you now. There's not much files on my computer, but it's still definitely faster than my program, my actual personal firewall that I'm using. Now, the reason I'm not using Malwarebytes is because I paid a subscription before a couple years back, and it's not worth for me to buy another firewall. I'm just going to finish until this one finishes, and I'm going to buy Malwarebytes myself. So as you can see, it took about 30 seconds and it scanned 155,000 files. That's a lot. Now, there's one detection, it might be I'm not sure, maybe, we'll see in a second what it is. And Malwarebytes is obviously now, if you have a Windows Defender, you say, I have a Windows Defender. Windows Defender, I spoke this about in my future past videos. Oh, it's NetCat from my other videos. I'm going to quarantine it, that's okay. As you can see, it scanned the device and it found some. It took 50 seconds to scan 205,000 files. That's a lot. My computer usually takes about 3 minutes, right? But if it takes 50 seconds to scan this much files, and obviously it found the threads because it was already installed on my computer, I knew about it. As you can see, sections 2. There's 2. NetCat is a basically virus. Not really, but it's a virus overall. So let's finish up by talking Malwarebytes. Now, the first option, as I said before, as I talk NHS, make sure your operating system is up to date. So make sure you have a at least Windows 10 to 11, right? You should not have a Windows XP 7 or 8. That's very, very dangerous for you. You have those operating systems because they're out of date. They're not supported anymore. So make sure you have a Windows 10 or 11. These are the most up-to-date operating systems and they're the most secure. Now, I think Windows 11 is a bit slower than Windows 10. I still suggest having Windows 11 because I actually, I'm usually, when I do something, I'm about security, not about speed. So for me, it can take a couple extra minutes, but it's safer, right? That's up to me. It's up to you what you want to decide about what operating system you want to use. I think if you're a Windows 10 user, you can get a free Windows 11 upgrade as well. I'm not sure about that. You can always go back if you decide to upgrade and you don't like the system. You go de-upgrade or degrade. Sorry. So these are the 3 basic steps. Now the 4th basic step is to make sure that you are basically installing the right programs, right? How do we do this? So you go on Mozilla or whatever program you have. You go on a website called Virus Total or Total Virus. Now this software allows you to scan files and URLs. For example, if I was to go on VMware, and let's say I want to download VMware, right? And I have a download product, which is this one. It's for Windows, so I'm going to use this one, right? So copy link, and you go to URL, and you just copy this. And as you can see, 0 out of 90. Now, the reason Virus Total is so good because it's being scanned by 90 antiviruses, sorry. So, for example, it's Avira, right? I've never heard of it. So, if Avira doesn't detect a specific virus, there's still another 89 that should detect, right? Even if half don't detect it, it will still show you, right? Well, it is basically that you're scanning and getting on your computer, and they'll tell you some additional stuff as well. Now, sort of the 5th step that you want to do is basically when you download something, you want to make sure that you're on the actual website, on the correct websites. So as I said, you can use Virus Total or research the actual website. And you need to make sure that you're downloading the products from the correct websites. Don't download for anything from Facebook. If you have a product, right? Example, you find on Facebook a product that someone told you is very good. Don't download it from Facebook or any other website because it might be sketchy. However, if you are, make sure that you do some research about it. Just use Google, right? It's not difficult. However, example, if it's a very popular example, if you were to download NVIDIA GeForce Experience, right? It's a very, very popular program among the gamers and gaming community. Make sure you don't download them from Facebook. Make sure you download it from the official website. Now, if you're going to ever download anything, make sure it's HTTPS, right? HTTPS, make sure. That means it's a secure version of HTTP and it works on port 443. However, if you're still not sure what you're doing, make sure you go on Whois or DNS lookup. If you're ever going to download something, make sure you're downloading the correct extension. What I mean by that, for example, if I'm going to download a Python file, make sure it's a Python file, not an exe file. Now, it could be a Python code or a Python program, right? Now, this is sort of an unofficial step, but it's still good to know what you're downloading. So, for example, if you're downloading a Python file, not a program, make sure it's .py at the end, right? You can always, so sometimes what you get, for example, you can see extension right here, right? So this could be a program with just an icon of Python. So you need to make sure that it's py, not exe or app or application or anything, right? So these are the 5 quick steps now. So this is basically it. This is quick steps for how to protect yourself against ransomware. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you can leave a like, subscribe, and I don't know, give me a kiss, I'll be very happy. Thank you and see you in the next video.